video. Today I'm on my Spotify here. I can't speak. As you can see, I was listening to a little bit of Joe. Yeah, that nigga's funny. Um, but I just want to talk about my album of the year. That shit'll probably change in the next few weeks because I have some Absol coming and SZA's dropping later on this week, and I think it's still early in the month. So it'll be hard for me to be like for sure, but as of right now, as of this date right here, Wednesday, December 7th, I Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. This came out. I listened to it on release night. Me and my girl, and we were just up listening to it. It's so the first listen was definitely dense. I listened to actually the Heart Part 5, of course, when that dropped, and like the video was great. It actually took me a while again to really listen to this song again. Um, but I'm gonna get to it once I get to it. Um, so yeah, so let me go ahead and just like break down why I liked it, my favorite songs, all that stuff there. Um, for a little bit of background, I enjoyed Kendrick Lamar. I've listened to all of his albums. I'm Once I find like your music and I like your music, I will go back and I will go find stuff that's not even on albums. I'll go find random little singles. I'll go find old freestyles. I'll go find all that because I want to see where you started from and growth, and that's something I enjoy seeing in rappers. And I think Kendrick Lamar is the perfect example of what growth should look like, as well as his albums are all different as far as the content of the sound itself. There's not really, you really can't say that Damn sounded like Good Kid, Mad City. You really can't say Section 80 sounded like Mr. Morale. You could technically say that Untitled, Unmastered sounded like To Pimp a Butterfly because those are songs that were from like To Pimp a Butterfly that got cut. But that's, I guess, the only exception if you really want to count it as an album. I don't, but some people do. Whatever. So I have a lot of prior knowledge, prior bias already. I know what I like from Kendrick. I know what I don't like from Kendrick. So it took me a while to really find out, listen, because again, it was a hard listen. It was a very mature listen, I guess is the right word. He kicked off with United and Grief. He was flowing. I enjoyed the beats on or the beats in general, like through the whole album, but the beat on this song as well as some of the stuff he was saying on there, I just really enjoyed it. It was just a very good experience for me to hear this guy again after he's been gone for a while. Um, so that was great. N95, take the mask off, the mask, N95 mask. You already know what it is. I thought it was fine. It definitely did remind me of DNA, which was actually the second album. I mean, the second song on Damn. So usually, um, when I do when I did listen to all of his albums, I do notice that that's usually like the second track is where he puts some sort of banger or something of that nature. But I don't really like return to it that much. Only when I'm really starting from here and then just playing it all the way through, which usually that's what I do. But this song right here, Worldwide Steppers. I don't know what it is about the song. I don't know what it is about the beat. I don't know what it is about what he was saying. But I think Worldwide Steppers is my favorite song on the album. I don't know why, which is weird. It's a random song to enjoy. And I put it on all the time. Just that's usually where I start like the album. Even though this song is great and this song is good, but for some reason I just want to get straight to the Worldwide Steppers. when he was talking about getting some revenge from fucking this white girl, and then and then her dad is the cop that locked up his uncle, and now he's getting the revenge. That shit was crazy, and it was funny, but it was interesting on how he was talking about it, and talking about how I'm a killer, he's a killer, we's a killer. When he's talking about how he kills people differently, not because of the flag, but because of the food he brought, high in sodium, high in that like cholesterol, all that type of stuff. I think that was a very great track, and I don't know, just the what he's saying, how he's saying it, the how it's all like connecting in that one song. It it tells a there's a lot of story in that 3 minutes and 23 seconds. I guess that's why I do enjoy that song so much. I guess. But again, great track. Die Hard. I like that song also. It's funky. Funky. I like singing Kendrick. I know some people don't, but I enjoy singing Kendrick. Father Time, great song. I don't really like putting out my business, but a, a, a lot of what this song tells really shows a lot, and it really exposes me a lot to my issues with my father, which luckily haven't been as much as other people. But there's definitely some things that was said here that can still translate into my life. So I just thought that it was a great song. Sampha, I would love to hear from Sampha again as well. He's just amazing. Rich Interlude, whatever. Rich Spirit. Take my baby to school, let it pray for it. Fire. I love that song. We Cry Together. It's not really my type of song. If it's on while I'm so I only really listen to it when I am playing it through the album, and even that sometimes I'll just skip it and then go right right to Purple Hearts, because again that's a little bit more R&B singing Kendrick. It has Ghostface Killer, Summer Walker on it. I enjoy that song more than We Cry Together, but I don't think that the song is bad. But I definitely do enjoy this song way more than this song. Pretty much on disc one, Worldwide Steppers is my favorite. Second is either Die Hard or United and Grief, and these two, obviously, one would be two, and then the other one would be three. But it's man, that Worldwide Steppers, man, I'm gonna definitely go listen to it later. Disc two, I think this is when you really start to understand what the album is, what it's about. Count Me Out. Great way to start this too, especially coming after Purple Hearts, because um, it's almost like bringing it back up to beat. Because this side, I think, it's not really an upbeat album, and there's not really a lot of bangers on there. But the Count Me Out, great song. Silent Hill, Push These Niggas Off Me, like, huh? Savior. Those are three great songs on there. Crown, I personally don't like Crown that much. It's a little too slow for me. And the beat switch up from Count Me Out is just amazing. Let me go back to a Worldwide Steppers real quick. I enjoyed how he put that, how they put that, what was it? That sample of the, hey, yo, what the? That was funny. I was like, what? And then I was like, yeah, this shit is fire. But back to this, yeah. The beat switch up and everything. Kendrick's rapping. One of these guys didn't make this world, I'm gonna make the fire. And I'm tripping and fall. Fire, man. He's just great. Silent Hill again. Kodak was perfect. Kodak was what 21 Savage is to J. Cole. It's the antithesis of J. Cole. Kendrick is still Kodak. They're the same coin, different sides. He even said that in the song. I mean, well, not in this song, but in one of these songs, he's talking about he's more like more like Kodak Black, something something pro black, whatever. I think it's in Savior, but that was a great song also, which actually where I am going to Baby Keem did great on this song also because he did the interlude. Great song also. Um, Auntie Diaries, Mother I Sober. I do like Mr. Moron, give me high five. I like this song too, but once we got to Auntie Diaries, that's when I was like after the second listen and the third listen, I was like, oh man, there's more going on than what I thought was really going on. Cause like that first listen, like you're just listening, hearing how the beats are, hearing what he's saying. Of course, when he said the F word, it sort of threw me off. But as I was listening to the track, I understood why he was saying it. I'm not part of the LGBTQ community, the LGBTQ plus community, excuse me. So I don't know if it's offensive or not. But it was interesting to hear it from Kendrick, someone who is a part of that rap world, someone who is from the hood, someone who has grown up in that. It shows it shows growth, you know? And again, I said this earlier, this is a very mature project and I enjoyed that. Mother I Sober. I cried, bro. That hit like they know how to make a great song and it tells a story. That 6 minutes and 46 seconds, that beat switch, the how he was rapping, his quietness, Beth Gibson, her singing was perfect again. So I actually said this in my last video, um, that getting good features is a skill in itself. Who would have thought that Beth Gibson would have been perfect on that? Besides Kendrick, great. Mirror, another great track. I think it's the weakest on this part, maybe right under Crown. Well, Crown is good to me too, but I don't know. I think it is. Crown is the weakest, and then Mirror is the second, but I don't think it's bad either. I think I enjoyed disc two a lot more than disc one because I have quite a bit more songs on here where I'm just like, well, I have never skipped. I don't skip any of these songs on disc two because they flow so nicely. Um, but the Heart Part 5, this in the context of the album, that being the end of the album, it still fits. It's like the black plight, the loss, um anger from changing the faces, just everything like that fits with the album because the album is therapeutic, therapy album. Everything from the skits starting from the beginning. Real niggas don't need no therapy. The whole album, therapy from top to bottom. Even this one off, it is him talking about all of those people who were lost, who have lost, who have gone through something, who have let their emotions get the best of them, and just stuff like that. I think it was a great song, and it just fit with everything. Um, I just didn't enjoy that song. Then he had a bar on here. He said something about had to something about paperwork, so I was late to work, so I couldn't go to work to sell the work. Something of that nature. But he flipped work like 4 times, and it was great because he doesn't do that often, where it's a lot of hard bars or punchline stuff. He's more of a all inclusive story type of rapper. So he really doesn't do a lot of hardcore bars like that. But that work line, for some reason, it was just great to me. It was just really good. So my top 5 songs on here. Number 1, I'm sure you guys know, Worldwide Steppers. Number 2, Die Hard. Number 3, United in Grief. These two can definitely switch off. Number 4, Count Me Out. Great track. Great track. I love when the beat changes. I love when he's like, dog. I love when you count me out. Savior. Fire. That you could really put my 4 like anything not counting Worldwide Steppers, you could put those four in any order, and I'd be fine with that. But as long as this is number one, then I'm good. But that's everything, man. Tell me down below what your guys' favorite album was for the year. I would love to hear from you guys. Also, later on this week, I will be dropping my top three albums. I don't really. So I did have a top five, but I did break it down to a top three because there was a lot of great albums that dropped, man, and I don't want to have a long ass video me talking about five albums because I like to go into depth, and sometimes they do get long because I'm a ranter. So sometimes I just talk and then I just don't stop talking. Um, this is just like what I'm doing now. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe, follow the links down below. I'll see y'all. Peace.